What's happening, folks? Back again with another car, another job. I'll explain to you what I'm doing to this one. So it's an Audi S3 8V model. Now we are doing a catback valved exhaust on this, but the customer's kind of thrown a bit of a spanner in work. So if you've watched my other videos, you'll have seen this video, the Golf R video, what I did. Now when I do valve setups, I always usually do them just like that, but this chap for some reason don't want us to do it like that. He wants us to do it more like a Miltic exhaust, really. Know, like where the pipe comes up middle into a ginormous box and then your tips come out either side of the box with your valves on it. Now I've explained this setup won't be as aggressive as the other setup what we do, but you don't want aggressive setup on this. You don't want it to be as well loud when valves open. I've explained that it is kind of pretty pointless having a valve setup in that case, but he still wants it anyway, so I'll happily oblige. So I'm going to show you this one because I'll be honest, I have no idea what it's going to sound like. I've never made one this way, so let's make it, see what it finds, see what it sounds like, shall we? I'll do a quick before video. Already got a downpipe on it. Rest of the exhaust looks stock. Now the valves don't work. We don't know why. He said that they used to work, they now no longer work. It doesn't switch it at all. So when we do our valve set, we're going to put it on a fob just to bypass all the car system and just make sure it does work. The fob option is better in a way anyway. They both have the pros and cons. Maybe I'll cover it later in this video or another video. But yeah, we are doing a remote fob on this. Let me give you a quick sound check of how it sounds now. So I'll be honest, downpipe paired with stock system sounds terrible, sounds awful. Sounds quite raspy, quite tinny, which is what the customer mentioned. He said he don't want it to sound like that when it's done, which it won't. I don't think it will sound quite deep when we do it, but who knows? Let's find out. Follow along, let's do it. So let's have a little look around exhaust system, see what we've got. Backbox completely standard. Valves are intact. I don't know why they're not working. It has still got factory resonator in, and we have got a Scorpion downpipe on there. I will say Scorpion downpipe fits a lot nicer than the one I did on the Golf not so long ago. It just goes to show you, brands are better than eBay specials. That sits a lot nicer than what the Golf one did. If you're wondering what the hell I'm talking about, we did a Club Sport GTI in this video right here. Watch that. Downpipe weren't great, but it were alright. We managed to get it there in the end. So we're using the standard resonator, what we always do. This is the same type of resonator what we always make, so we're using the same one for that in the middle. So enter on the left, exit on the right. Now no chambers, so the pipe does bend internally. Back bit at the moment, I'm just going to see what fits in there. I'm going to try and get the biggest box we can get in there, so probably like a 10 by 5, something along them lines. Like I say, I've never built this before, this way. I have no idea what it's... This is 2 silencer caps. We're going to weld them together. Now aim at game is going to be to make the valve closed side restrictive. That's how we're going to keep noise under wraps. So that's going to be that's going to be welded on one side. That's going to be welded internally. That's going to be welded internally, and that's going to be welded on the other end. If that makes sense to you, hopefully it does. And the pipe's going to come up the middle here, and it's going to turn. Now when the valve's closed, it's going to go through the smaller diameter tube, the 2-inch. Then it's going to go out into the inside tip. Same on this side, it'll come through the 2-inch, out onto the inside tip. Now when we flick the valves open, that's going to open up this side, which is bigger. Now there's not going to be any perforated tube in this. This is just going to be straight pipe, that's going to be perforated tube. If this doesn't make sense, I am going to show you a little bit as I'm building it. The aim of the game is to make this side restrictive with perforated tube, so it silences the car down. When the valves open, it allows the gas to just come straight out through a straight pipe, straight out, thus making the car slightly louder and better performance with the valves open. That's the plan. Never made one like this before. Join me along on the journey. This is the very, very first time I've done one like this. Might be a flop, might sound amazing, but we're going to find out at the end of the video. That's just tacked together at the moment. I'm going to weld that in a minute, but I need to purge it. And you can see there we've got us 2-inch perforated tubing. The other one on the other side is going to be these, so they're just straight. So once the exhaust packed, when the valves open, it'll want to come down this tube here, which is going to make no difference to sound deadening as such. Whereas when the exhaust valve is closed, it's going to be forced to come through this smaller tube what's got perforated tube on it. That should make the exhaust quieter when the valve's closed. Hopefully that all makes sense. Now I'm not going to go into any more detail on this now, I'm just going to get this finished, get it all boxed together, and let's get finishing exhaust up.
You're chilling in the rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're channeling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, 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 oh,
What am I doing? I am just trying to get everything set up. So I've cut the hole in the box. We've now got the 45-degree upsweep into the box. Now there is going to be some strengtheners on this because Miltech ones do fail building them like this, which is one of the reasons why I didn't want to do this. I have repaired loads of Miltech, so shout out Miltech for keeping me in a job. I don't want mine to fail in that way, so I'm going to put some strengthener things on this to try and limit that. Also, across the front here where the internal chamber is, I am going to put some strengthener plates across here as well to try and help it. I think what it is, this part gets so hot compared to the rest of the silencer, you end up with cracks and stuff in this, so I am going to try and put some strengthener plates in there to try and avoid that. Whether it'll work or not, I don't know. I did warn this guy about all that when we were talking about it. I said I prefer to do it the way I normally do, but anyway, I'm just going to get that. I'm trying to get these straight now. They're not bad at the moment, they're not perfect, but I ain't got other side on just yet. You can see there, upsweep on one of them. The upsweep's miles off, this one's more than the other one, that one wants pulling down. That's the type of thing we have to get set. That's what this job of this big bar is. Once we've got all the other side ones on there, we'll sit all the tips on the big bar, use bits of cardboard to tweak it and get it where I want it, and then once we're in the right spot, quickly run for welder and tack it before it all moves. That's basically how I do it. There's no posh way. That is literally how I do it. So once he's finished welding that, we're going to start mocking him up on that side, get everything straight, and get it tacked on. Not long now. I've got to do a bit of wiring alterations for the valves, which I'm going to show you in a second, just because I need to wire them both into one thing, and then I'm going to put them on a wireless receiver. I'll talk to you about all that in a sec. Let's get this done first, one job at a time. Connor's got majority of this welded up now. I'm going to weld this one just because it's a bit of a nightmare, and don't forget Connor is still training, so I don't want to make a mess of it. I'm going to have to double pass this, run around it once, run around it again, and then we are going to put some strengthener plates and stuff on there to stop that because it's so thin this. Show you a couple of his welds. Looking good. Looking good to me. Couple more here, look. Trained him well. He's done all these on this valve, he's done this side at box. Focus. He's welded all of these. Yep, he's doing well. Focus. There you go. Right, we're just going to get some dinner. Once we get back from dinner, I'm going to attack this, strengthen it up, put it on, and showtime. That's the inlet welded into the box now. I've welded this, it was a little bit tricky. That it went well initially around here, and then it got a little bit hairy around this side because it was a bit gappy. Not too bad though, not too bad. We've got to strengthen it in now, so we need to put some plates in there, like on sides, on this side and that side. I'm going to absolutely strengthen it to death because I do not want this to break. And I'm also going to put like some strengthener plates of it welds onto these bits. In here you can see where caps are welded internally, so I'm going to like brace them across there like that. I'm just going to do my utmost best to try and make sure this box don't crack. I don't like making them like this. Alright, there we go, all welded up. Put some super strong gussets on that should sort that. A couple of plates on it. There's tag of certification on. You'll notice this big dint in here, sort of where it's all contracted when I've welded it. Exhaust gas comes in and this is a chamber, so when it gets hot it'll probably push that back out in all honesty, and that'll sort that. But the reason I've done that with them plates is just because I didn't want this weld to ever fail in future. That, and like I've said in my previous clip, Miltech ones do fail. Trying to avoid mine failing there. Other than that, I've got a little strengthener at bottom as well. Can you see it? No, I don't think you can see it. Yeah, there you go. Little strengthener at bottom part as well. Another plate on back. That's it, that's all welded up. Let's get all plastic off of that and get it fitted back on. So we're just going to have one little final bench test. Make sure these valves are all opening and closing as they should do off remote. If they are, we're ready to assemble.
You ready?
Yeah, go on, press on. Go on. That's good. Let's go around this side. On. Off. Lovely jubbly. Now we need to sort the wiring for the valves, which is a minor problem, so you're going to probably be wondering in next clip, Nate, what on earth are you doing? So each one of them valves come with its own wiring loom. Now I want them both to work simultaneously off the same fob, so I'm going to wire them both into one, and they're both going to work off the same wireless fob. It's literally just a simpler job of doing that now. Once we've wired them in, I think there's going to be a 12 volt point in the boot, maybe like a cigarette lighter or something, we can wire it to that. And that's it. Once we've got power to that and tied it all wiring up, put wire to these, that's it. So time to rip it. I think customer said this were 400, or I think, did he say it were 400? In fact, you went there. He even said it were 400, or it were going to be 400 horsepower. Can't remember. I'm sure we'll find out very shortly. The gods above have really helped me with this. Here we've got a 12 volt cigarette lighter, and let me just get my light so you can see what I'm looking at. That rubber bung there is the original valve wire, leads straight out underneath car. All we've got to do now is tidy this wire up nice and neat because we don't need it that long. One of them goes to each valve. Oops, can you see what I'm looking at? There you go, one of them goes to each valve. We'll tidy all this, wrap it up nice and neat, tie wrap it because it doesn't need to be that long. We'll tap into that power source, that will already be fused. We'll not need to add another fuse to that. It will already be like a 10 amp fuse. Now this motor doesn't use any power whatsoever. 10 amp fuse will be perfect. And let's be honest, when on earth does anybody ever use the rear sig lighter? No one's going to be plugging out into this and using valve at the same time. And even if they did, it'd be absolutely fine. Perfect, too easy. Let's tap into that, get this wired up, bosh. POV what your missus says, virgin, never mind. No. Okay guys, here goes. I'm going to bring you along with me for the first start. I promise you I've not heard it yet. You're hearing it for the first time with me. Let's jump in the car. We are going to let it warm up a little bit before we rev knackers off it. So I'm just going to start it initially. And just back it off at ramp a little bit. Well, initially, and I don't know how good you guys can hear that on camera, but initially in quiet mode, it's quiet. It's always a good sign. Let's go to the bike, let's let it warm up a little bit. We'll have a little play with valves. So initially that is no louder than what it were. That's pretty damn quiet. Now let's just get us fobbing situated. Got a problem. That's gonna mean I've got wires wrong way around. Right, bear with me 2 minutes. I've just put wires wrong way around on receiver. Let me just swap them round. Only take me a second. There we go. Literally took me 30 seconds just to swap pins around. Now it works. So that's in quiet mode. Open. Closed. Open. Closed. Now you'll notice if you watch the other video, it were quite an aggressive change. When you open it, you were like, "Argh." This one's not, which is exactly what this chap asked for. He didn't want it aggressive. It was a bit bizarre why he wanted a valve setup, in all honesty. He'll probably agree himself when he watches this video back, if he watches it. But he wanted it, so he's got it, I suppose. It might sound amazing on road, we'll see. So give me 2 minutes, let it warm up, and then we'll get a couple of revs for you. Here goes. Let's give it a couple of revs in open mode and closed mode and see what it sounds like. So at the moment, valves are closed. So if you want it pretty sensible-ish, this is a good setup, isn't it? If you want it actually asbo loud, then the other way we did it is more suited, isn't it? Yeah. This is better if you just want it to be sensible still, because that's still sensible, and even with valves open, it's still sensible. You can tell the difference between open and closed, but it's still sensible. So if you want asbo, you want the other setup, because that is a lot louder than that. But I think he's going to be absolutely over the moon with that. That's exactly what you have. I'm pleased with that. Are you pleased with that?
Yeah.
I'm pleased with that. I think it sounds spot on. Right, I'm excited to get it on road now. Excited. That's what I really want to know. I want to know what it sounds like on road. So yeah, this is exciting for me. This is why I kind of do like doing custom stuff, because I get to do different things for different people, and everybody wants different stuff, and I try and tailor it to everybody's requirements. So yeah, I'm pleased with that. Let's get it on road, see what it sounds like. Yeah, initially, exhaust it's in closed mode at the moment, just sort of simulating driving around town. So we're just driving to a little location, and it's almost silent. I can't even tell it's there. When you're off throttle, I get a bit of a boom there, but in terms of having a custom exhaust, that's 3-inch. That is mega quiet. Mega quiet. To say it's got an 80mm downpipe on it, which is ginormous for those of you that are not aware, bigger than 3-inch.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's 80mm what's on there, so it's 3 1/4, I think, which is ginormous.
That should be loud then, shouldn't it, really? But...
So, we don't want valves that close any longer, do we? So, flick valves open for next bit, for road test. We'll have valves open and then I'll do a bit of a test. What's gear down sound like? Really nice.
Hear that now?
Yeah.
That sounds nice.
Right, let's see if it's 400 horsepower. Or if it's going to me.
It might be 400 horsepower.
Could be. Kind of ran out of road then. It could be 400 horsepower.
That sounds nice, that does.
Yeah, I'm not absolutely levering it because it's not my car, but I am respectful of everybody's stuff. But it does sound beautiful.
Nice on that.
Yeah, and it may well be 400 horsepower. Like I say, I'm not levering it because it's not my car. I'm always happy when people give me permission to take the car for a spin and road test, get it on YouTube and stuff. So I'm not going to absolutely batter it and limit to bash it, but hopefully it sounds nice for you guys on camera because it sounds nice in here.
That's by far the best 2-litre TFSI one we've done, in my opinion.
You reckon?
Yeah, that sounds nice. That's how it should sound, I think.
Just about to rain and ruin us fun. Typical, so we need to get this done quick. I don't want my microphone getting wet through on back of the car because it's an expensive mic, so we'll just try and get this over and done really quick. Oh, get out of my way. Yeah, I reckon it's 400 horsepower. Yeah, it shifts. It definitely shifts. It shifts alright, doesn't it? Compared to that Club Sport we had it over there. I mean, I'm not dissing Club Sport. If you're watching this video now, I did review your Club Sport over there. I'm not saying it's shit, but this is just like another level, isn't it? It's another league. It's a lot faster. Then I'm just going to do one little more pull just to make sure Connor's got clip good and it's not distorting. And then we'll do you a little bit of valve shut, all that jazz.
Does this mate want a piece? I think he'll want a piece, me.
Nah, it's a grandad Merc that. Sounds smart. Oh, here comes the rain.
Yeah.
Right, so we're gonna pull up in a lay-by. We'll get all this camera stuff off at back, just so my mic's not getting wet through. And then we'll do a little bit of a test with valves open, valve closed. Even with valves open, it is drone free in it at that.
Yeah, it is,
completely drone free. So in terms of drone, this setup is miles apart from the other one.
It's what you want.
Yeah, it's difficult because everybody wants different stuff. I kind of try and tailor everything to everybody's wants and needs. Some people don't give a crap about drones. Some people just want it as boat loud, do not care about drone, they just want it loud. This guy did not want it loud. He said he weren't too bothered about drone because it did drone a little bit anyway. But he said he just didn't want it as boat loud, which is fair enough. I get it. So this is good for us because if somebody says, right, I want it as boat loud, perfect. You want the other setup. If somebody says I want it subtle but I still want active valves, perfect. This is your option. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's get his camera stuff off and then we'll do a little bit of a test run. Cool, we're back. Got all this camera stuff off. Just raining now, so we can't have that stuff on back while it's raining, unfortunately. Let's do a proper review on this exhaust then now. I'm not flat to the floor at that.
No, I think it is definitely 400 horsepower. Sounds nice.
Does sound nice. Let's get it in drive and see what drone's saying up this hill. So for those of you that don't know Chesterfield, Dronfield bypass, it's a really long incline up an hill. When we test cars, if your car's going to drone, that's where it drones. So let's see, let's get cruise control set.
Sounds quite drony now.
So yeah, so that's 73 miles per hour, and it is quite drony, and it valves up and up an hill actually. So let's just. How mad is that? Literally, I've got fob in my hand. You flick off, and the drone just goes boop, gone, just gone. Just like turn it. It's like the on/off button may as well be drone on, drone off.
Because that's following key now.
So back on again. Off. That's mad, isn't it? Works min. So in terms of drone, this if you don't want drone, for sure this setup is for you. One thing I will note is that it was a lot harder for us to build this setup than it was the other one. I'm not sure why, it just took us a lot longer to get all box done and get all tips level, because you're doing 4 individual tips. And yeah, we both said we think it were a lot harder to do that setup than it were to do the other one that we do before. So yeah, just bear that in mind. So it's not silent, even with valve closed it's not silent, but it's a damn sight quieter.
Yeah.
I don't think you guys are going to be able to hear that on this camera because we are using microphone off at camera, but
it takes away that edge though.
Yeah. So in terms of cost, is it cheap? No, it is an expensive setup doing that. I'm not going to say up prices just because somebody could watch this video 2-3 years down the line and ask me for a price, and price could be massively different. So I'm not going to say prices, but I'll just say it's not a cheap setup, that's for sure. But if you do want the best of both worlds, then yeah, sound. This is what you need. Connor, what did you say? This is the best sounding one we've done?
Yeah, this is the best sounding one we've done.
Connor said it's the best sounding one we've done.
I don't like these when they're Asbo though, I think they sound a bit crap.
Do I agree to an extent? Yes, I do agree to an extent. I'm talking like from my preference. I build exhaust systems every single day, but I don't like loud cars. Not to live with, don't get me wrong. I build you guys a loud exhaust, I'll blast it up and down bypass, I'll be buzzing for you, but come to me driving it every single day, then I don't like them loud, it'll get on my nerves. So every car that I've built an exhaust system for every single car that I've owned, and I've always made it quieter just because I don't like loudness. With Volvo, I did Volvo one, I put an extra box in that, I was just like, no, too loud, put a box in it. But yeah, I kind of agree, this one does sound nice, I'll be honest. Does it sound like a Miltech? Kinda, it does kinda sound a little bit like a Miltech. My design on the mid box is different, so I do think this is a bit deeper. Miltech sound quite tinny.
It's strange.
Not dissing Miltech, if you've got any reps watching, I'm not dissing your guys, but they do sound a little bit tinny. I think this has got a bit of deep sound to it, which is what this customer asked for. It's a shame we can't get customer reactions. We'll not have time. This guy's from Birmingham, we're from Chesterfield, this guy's from Birmingham. About an hour and 40 minutes-ish drive, I think.
He's going to want to take it in.
Yeah, so we're not going to have time to mess about getting his reaction and stuff. So he's come quite a long way for this. I think he's coming about 5, we're short of 6, so it's not going to happen, unfortunately. I do want to get more of your reactions, though, to be fair. When I'm doing exhaust, I do want to get more customer reactions, just because I feel like that'll add that little bit extra to the video, you know, when customer comes and picks the car up, they're buzzing with a new exhaust. So we do this every day. So it's hard to be excited when you're doing it every single day. What does it sound like in quiet mode when you're on go? Not really out there, is there? It's just, you've got a deep burble, but it's not as low. I think it's going to be chuffed. I think it's going to be chuffed for this. I think it's going to be well happy. So we'll draw a line under this video there. Next car we have got in. What's next car we've got in? We've got a Skoda Fabia Monte Carlo in for a catback exhaust. May or may not do a video on that because we've kind of like done loads of polos and stuff like that, but I might.
It'll be 1.2 or
if it's a 1.2 we've kind of already done one, so maybe won't do a video on that. Also, one after that I've got an Ibiza Cupra, an Ibiza FR, we converted it to a Cupra style, so coming out of the centre of bumper. Again, I might do a video on that. What else we got? I've got another Fiesta ST, but we've just done one of them and customer wants exactly the same job as the last one that I've done. So I'm not going to do a video on that one, unfortunately, because it's just going to be exactly the same as the one I've just done. What else we got? Then, Monday 22nd, I'm going to be doing a bit of filming for Escort Part 10. So hopefully looking forward to that, because I am, because we are getting so close now with that. And then after that we've got a big job in on a 335D. We're doing a full job on that, converting it to tips either side at bumper.
We've not done one though, yeah, have we?
We have done one, but not with.
I mean, not videoing it.
It is a track car, so we're doing a DPF delete pipe on it and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it will be trailered here. If any of DVSA are watching. Yeah, I've got loads of cars. Don't know. Don't worry, we've got no shortage of content. That's for sure. I've got so much content to come. Just endless. It is literally endless. So we'll draw a line to this video then, and I will we'll catch you in one of the next videos. Ciao, ciao.